Sourav Ganguly at the conclave is like second habit. I am being honest. Every year that I've done a conclave, it is incomplete without him. So that's the truth, because he's family. He inspires. At every troubled moment I come to him. So these are honest truths. So this time when this whole war disruption happened, again, he had planned to come to the conclave and everything was done. In fact, this session was planned 6 months back. 6 months back at the Eden Gardens in his office, when we said we will celebrate the 25th anniversary of India's win against Australia, something that made the man that he is as captain of India, perhaps the best. So we wanted to celebrate that 25th anniversary of that famous win at the Eden Gardens. But yes, war disruption, nothing is in our hands. And that's why we decided to at least do this interview in detail so that we can put it out in front of you at the conclave. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Boria.
Taking you back 25 years, it made you. How do you kind of think about
it's that? It's a long time, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Years. 25 years, but this very day, 15th it ended, we are playing this interview. Tell me, how do you look back? 3 days, you're done in West Wankhede. Yeah. You come to Calcutta, Steve Waugh's team, best ever in the world.
It's a freak test match, I think. And I always said that, even after that, I don't know whether we can repeat that again. I don't think anybody can repeat that again, and especially that Australian side. So, as I said, it's destiny, it's God's will, and I look at it that way because we were down and out in the test. Australia got almost 400 again.
445.
440, and we were 190 all out.
171.
171 all out. And from there to get to 600 in the second innings and then come and win a test match is a fairy tale. So I don't have a recipe for that. I don't have a line to say how I did it, because I did not do it. It just happened, and it will be one of probably the greatest test match I've ever been part of. I've been part of some fascinating test matches. I think Adelaide in 2003. Yeah. 2003 in Adelaide, when Australia got 400 on day one of the test match, batting first. Not many teams will give the team, whether it's India or England or South Africa, the team batting second to win a test match, and we went on to win on the 5th day in Adelaide. So there were some remarkable victories, even when we went to Headingley to win. Yeah. Chasing Sri Lanka that time, and that Sri Lanka. But this is probably right on top of the list, and considering many factors, Boria. One is how good the Australians were. We fall into the trap of talking wins in different eras. That this win is probably the best. You cannot compare that way, because eras are different, players are different, teams are different, mindsets were different. He grew up in an era where you were recognized playing test cricket, and this has become a T20 era. Although I still feel countries like India, England, South Africa, Australia still value players on what they do in test matches. But that was an era where you had to make a mark in test cricket to be considered as an international player. So from that point of view, as I said to you, it was a freak. I don't think any of the team members believed that we could finish on a winning side on day 5 till tea at day 5. So a remarkable win. As I said, God's will to turn Indian cricket around. And to be honest, Indian cricket turned around after that win.
Let's take it step by step. 3 days you lose in Mumbai. An Australian team where there's no chink, right? When I see that side, everybody is a winner. A Hayden, a Langer, a Steve, all of them are champions. What did you tell the boys and you're a young captain? You're not the Sourav Ganguly of 2003-04 who's already done 3-4 years. When you came to Calcutta, you lost in 3 days at the Wankhede. What did you tell the boys? How does one even speak to the boys?
I still remember at Eden Gardens, young Harbhajan.
By the way, Harbhajan Singh is on the panel who is going to watch this. So your message to him also.
Yeah, young Harbhajan told me at Eden Gardens on the 5th day, or maybe on the first day after tea, when he got pointing out. He came and told me, sir, सबको out कर दिया, अभी तो गिलक्रिस्ट आ रहा है. So that's how good the team was. And we had no plan. And that game, that test match taught me one thing in sport, that you just got to keep playing. You don't look too far ahead. You just got to do that session, that moment, that over, that day properly. Go back to the next day, because we grew up in a test match arena, 5 days of cricket. Go back to the next day, play well that next day, and then see what happens on day 5. So that's what that game taught me. And to be honest, there was no plan. I was disappointed on day 2, at the end of day 2, when we were 171 all out. Disappointed in the sense, I thought my captaincy was gone. Lost the first test, on way of losing the second test. I thought I was gone by the end of the series, and a little disappointed, but then that's the way sport is. And then on day 5 we won. There were 125,000 people at Eden Gardens. Those days there were cement seats.
Yeah, I was there.
Not
Yeah.
the bucket seats as we see today. Having said that, Eden Gardens will go on a revamp probably the third quarter of this year. We'll make it one of the best cricket stadiums in the world. But that was Eden Gardens with cement seats and people walking in, people sitting on the steps. The last session on day 5 to see India win, and I saw that roar when McGrath got out. I've never heard that roar anywhere in the world at the fall of a wicket. They were burning because they were sitting on the floor with papers.
Yeah.
And they were burning
Torches.
it. So we finished almost 12th over of the mandatory. Out of the 12th mandatory over when McGrath got out, and it was around 4 o'clock at Eden.
Yeah.
We had to catch a flight to Chennai that night because we were playing the next test in 3 days' time. The flight had to get delayed because we couldn't get out of Eden Gardens because there were 50,000 people outside the gate after the test match till 8 o'clock in the evening. So, as I said, born in an era where you were recognized with your performances in test matches. Then came one day. And probably, as I said, it will continue to be the greatest ever win in Indian cricket. Not just because of the win, but the impact.
What on Harbhajan?
He's phenomenal.
That series?
He's my brother, he's my family. Tremendous guts, character, fight. It was unbelievable. I'll tell you a small story about Harbhajan. Not that test match, because he was a young Harbhajan coming in. He got 13 wickets that test match. We were playing in Colombo in 2002 in Colombo Champions Trophy. So it was a semi-final against South Africa.
There was South Africa total control, and
South Africa were 190 for 1.
I covered that game.
Chasing 260 or 270, I think. I came up to Harbhajan and gave him the ball probably 40th over. So I was setting my field. So I put deep square leg, deep point, long on, long off. He came up to me and said, "What field is this?" I said, "Why?" He said, "तो ऐसे हार जाएंगे इसमें. आप पॉइंट ऊपर करो, मिड ऑफ ऊपर करो." मैंने कहा चौका निकल गया तो जल्दी हार जाएंगे. इधर देखते हैं. He got 2 wickets that over. And we came back and won. Not because he's got wickets. He got wickets all his life because that's how good he was. It's the attitude. That, you may be captain, but I know what I'm doing. And this is how I want to do it. And that's how you win cricket matches. So Harbhajan Singh for me will be one of the greats. As he got older, he started bowling even better outside India, in South Africa and England. The test match in England in 2002 at Headingley. He bowled as good as Anil Kumble and we won the test match. People were surprised that I played 2 spinners in Headingley.
Yes.
But then how many teams have Harbhajan and Kumble in test match cricket? And we gave innings defeat to England, and on day 4, day 3, day 4, they were our best bowlers. So he is, as they call it, very tough here. Mumbai Indians made him captain of the Champions League with no one. Everyone was injured. He won it. He won it for them. So that's what Harbhajan Singh is for me. I used to have fights with him when I used to leave him out. I remember in New Zealand, green pitches, teams were getting 100, 90. So I had to leave him out because I needed an extra seamer. He would come and fight with me. Why am I out? But I wanted those sort of players rather than somebody sitting in a coffee shop when you left him out. Somebody in the morning come and say, why am I not playing? So that was me for Harbhajan, and a lot of respect, a lot of love. I see him at times these days because he's a busy man. I see him all around the world commentating. I have given up commentating because I can't travel anymore. So for me, he is an all-time great in Indian cricket.
Yeah, and Harbhajan will be at the conclave celebrating Sourav and celebrating himself and that win. There will be Zaheer and Venkatesh Prasad as well in the panel. Word on, again, both of them played that match. Zaheer and...
Venki is the president now of
Yes,
Karnataka, so I wish him all the luck. It's not an easy job, but I'm sure he'll have to give a lot of time as I've given for last 10 years. And he's with us in Delhi. He looks after the bowling, so very dear friend, a fantastic person. And Zaheer Khan, I hope he loses some weight. So if he's watching this, Zach, stop your biryanis and muttons and razellas and start losing some weight. I believe he's been asked to help out the fast bowlers in the NC. So both him and Laxman needs to lose some weight. So hopefully they'll do it. But
how good was Zaheer Khan?
Brilliant, but not easy to handle. He had his own mind. But at the end of the day, we were friends. They were young players. When he came in, he bowled 150. And then he started to swing it. In England, he was unbelievable in that trip in 2007.
Yeah, I've never seen him. Every ball seemed a wicket.
Every ball. A new ball when Strauss and Alistair Cook batted. Although I got Alistair Cook out more than he did in that series. When it was only a matter of time. I used to stand in slips. Sachin first, Rahul second and me third, or maybe second, third. Rahul used to sometimes go to mid-off because he was captain. And I used to watch Zaheer bowl and I was thinking, this ball's coming to me. That's how good he was. And he used to get Strauss and everyone out, innings after innings in that test series.
Laxman and Rahul, obviously, that partnership. Did you believe that 335 runs in a day? They were on drip at the end of the day?
Not just that test only. Adelaide, you go Sydney, you go Pakistan, you go, because we went around the world winning test matches and test series at that time. England 2007, brilliant. Great players.
But that innings, I'm asking specifically because that 281, against that Australian attack, India was, again, first innings 171, second innings when you got out for 48, 248 for 4, still so many runs to go. Then that day happened, fourth day, 335 runs get scored, no wickets down.
Probably the greatest test innings I have seen under pressure. And I say under pressure, many people have got 200. Rahul himself has got a double 100 in the final test.
Even Adelaide also fantastic innings, Rahul.
Rahul got a double 100 in Adelaide. That was also under pressure. I take nothing out of it, but this was remarkable. Shane Warne bowling out of the rough, and VBA steps out and hits him through mid-wicket. It's unbelievable stuff, hardest shots in cricket, and most importantly, the best bowlers in the world. You talk about Bumrah now, the best bowler in the world at the moment. Every team had best bowlers in the world at that time. Australia had McGrath, Gillespie, Lee, Warne. Pakistan had Wasim, Waqar. You go to England, there was Flintoff, Harmison, then Jimmy Anderson came in. South Africa, Pollock, Donald, Callis, Klusener. It's a different world then. And the way he played Warne on day 4 of that test match pitch in Eden Gardens was remarkable. The same ball, he stepped out and hit through mid-wicket. And the same ball, he stepped out from the rough, hit past mid-off for 4 on the offside. That's how
incredible quality.
Incredible quality. And they were on drips. I remember at the end of day 4, at the dressing room, there were 2 drips on 2 chairs at Eden Gardens, and one was Dravid and one was Laxman. So they're phenomenal players. Really.
How did you go to Sachin when that final day happened? 3 wickets in 5 overs.
Because he spun it. Sachin was a good bowler. With a little bit of help, he's a wicket taker. He just had to make sure that he did not give boundaries because he bowled bad balls, but he bowled wicket taking balls as well. So he spun the leg spin, he spun the googly, and if you see Shane Warne's wicket, Shane Warne himself a leg spinner, the best in the business ever, gets beaten by a Tendulkar googly. He didn't pick it. So that's how good Sachin was, and you need to keep doing all these things in cricket because things change with time. One wicket brings the other, but Sachin on day 5 on any surface in India is a wicket taker. As Harbhajan picks wickets, Kumble picks wickets, but this man also, you never know whether it will come out of his hand or not. But if it came out of his hand, he was a wicket taker for you.
And that spell was huge, right?
3 wickets he got.
3 wickets he got.
Warne and
Gilchrist, exactly. Yeah. When did you start to believe? Because that a stroke of the that wicket and then
I dropped Steve Waugh.
I was about to say that you dropped Steve Waugh. when did you start to believe, no, I can win this one for India?
Maybe half an hour after, when I got wore out, Ponting wasn't scoring runs. Then it was only Gilchrist. And I knew the wicket was spinning on day 5. We used to play on good wickets those days, so it didn't spin before day 4, day 5. And I had spinners who would get past the tail and get past Vaughan and Gillespie and McGrath and a struggling Ponting. So once Steve Waugh got out, I started believing that we can win. But I wasn't sure because getting 7 wickets in a session wasn't easy in 30 overs. But then Sachin got 3, Harbhajan got the rest, and it was remarkable.
One question I want to ask, I'll ask a couple on the World Cup, but one question, what did that do to Ganguly, the captain? I mean, we keep celebrating Ganguly, the captain. We keep saying you got aggression in. You're not like that. I mean, I can say I know you for 30 years. You are one of the most docile, simple, humble, that kind of a person. I mean, all this persona that people think of you and as all this is nonsense. I mean, you are not. And I can say that to the world. You're not an aggressive person. I'm more aggressive than you are. But this whole persona that you are the leader, you are a very sweet, simple man. But what did that do to Sourav Ganguly, the captain?
I breathed a sigh of relief on the evening of day 5 that my job is saved. And we have a chance of winning in Chennai. And I didn't think we would lose after that test match to anybody in the world. It gave us so much confidence. We won in Chennai and went on to England. Never
that
lost.
Changed Indian cricket.
Yeah, never lost to England after that. Went to Pakistan. India had never won in Pakistan before that. So win test matches and one days. And again, I'm saying that Pakistan. Insamam, Yunus, Yusuf, one after the other. Moin, then Shoaib, Shami, that Pakistan. So then went to England in 2006 under Dravid, Anderson, Broad, win a test series. Yeah, fantastic.
Australia, 2003-04?
2003-04, 1 all, and we dominated the series.
700 runs.
Every test match. Brisbane, we were 400. Adelaide, we were 500. Sydney, we were 400. Melbourne, we were 400, and then we finished in Sydney at
705.
700. So, Pakistan, we went first test 700. Final test, Pindi 700.
You're all 270.
Everybody got runs. They all got a big 100, but everybody got runs. So as I said, we started our careers in a generation where if you wanted to make a name for yourself, you had to score runs in test matches.
Last few questions. How do you look at this World Cup? I mean, India was expected to do well. Your thoughts?
Phenomenal. India's batting is phenomenal. And they have Bumrah.
How good is this guy?
That's an unbelievable combination. He's brilliant. With white ball is unbelievable. I've seen Wasim. I think these two will be the greatest I've seen under pressure with the white ball.
That match at the Wankhede, I covered that. England was going at 12-13. 3 overs, 45. Everybody thought, come on, there's a game on. This man comes and bowls 6 straight Yorkers and concedes 6.
Yeah, but he's a great bowler. He's a freak and the best in the business. But having said that, England should have done better. Let's be honest, he's a good wicket, 2 set batsmen. And I firmly believe only 2 teams can compete with India in one-day cricket at the moment, or T20 cricket at the moment. It's Australia and England. Others are far, far behind India.
South Africa, good side.
Maybe in their conditions, but not in this condition because they don't have spin. Australia, England will compete in all conditions with India.
Scoring 250 almost regularly, this team is.
And opposition captains put them in.
You thought it was a mistake? I mean,
when New Zealand put them in Ahmedabad, I said game was over. You think Ishan Kishan, Abhishek Sharma, Sanju Samson, Shivam Dubey, Tilak Verma, Hardik Pandya, Surya Kumar Yadav will be stopped by Rachin Ravindran, Mitchell Santner, Glenn Phillips, that other fast bowler, Fox,
Jacob
Duffy. No way. So the match started at 7 o'clock. India won the World Cup by 7:30. So the game was over.
But Abhishek Sharma under pressure doing that, important, no?
This will happen. I think we make too much out of it. And I was not surprised to see the team backing him because it's T20 cricket. You got to keep hitting. That's the name of the game. And when you have Dubey coming at 7 and Akshar at 8, Abhishek Sharma, Sanju Samson, Ishan Kishan has got the license to hit. Keep hitting. You might get out, but the day you hit, you win. And there are so many after you to win matches. So I don't look at it as an issue. He's an unbelievable T20 player. But if he's watching this, he must try and be good in other formats as well.
Gautam Gambhir is there at the conclave. A thought on Gautam
Yeah,
Gambhir,
remarkable.
volleyball coach. He's there.
If you remember my first interview with you before they were going to Australia, and they were saying Gambhir this, Gambhir that, I said, give that fellow a chance. It was on your...
Yes, and it went viral.
And if you can, when he's here, you show it to him. I don't know, give him a chance. Win a T20 World Cup, win a Champions Trophy. Oh, he's a tremendous T20 coach. He's got to get better in Test matches, and most importantly, play on good wickets. If he plays on good wickets, he'll be a good Test match coach as well. He plays too much on turning pitches in India. Look what he did in England on good pitches where he didn't have control. So as a coach, he should take the wicket out of his system and just go and play because he's very good.
I think as a white ball coach with KKR and India, I think as a white ball, he's mastered this format.
In these conditions. So I'm looking forward to the 2027 World Cup. He has to find a way to get better there because his batting is breathtaking in these conditions. But when it seams, when it bounces, that's where he's got to get his boys better. So I'm sure he'll do it. He's a competitor. He may be rude rough, but he's a competitor. He does not need to be rude rough because he's a good man. I've played with him for India. But he's a competitor. He wants to win. He speaks the right things about his team. Tries to create an environment of team, not individuals. So he's good. But I think his biggest test will be when he starts going away, and that's something which he has to master. And I'm sure he will. The player he has, and if Bumrah remains fit,
and you'll have Virat and
he'll do well. Yeah, India can make another team. The T20 team which played in the World Cup. Then you have Virat, you have Rohit, you have Rahul, you have Pant, you have Yashasvi, who doesn't get a game.
Even that Suryavanshi chap is outside.
Suryavanshi would play in any team in the world. Suryavanshi, then you have Mohammad Shami, Shreyas Iyer doesn't get a T20 game. I'm absolutely flabbergasted that he doesn't get a spot in the white ball cricket. Shreyas Iyer.
He's a great in any other team.
Yeah. Then you got Harshit Rana, you've got Prashid Krishna, you got some more spinners sitting out. Kuldeep doesn't get a game. So India can have another T20 side and still be international team. So
our last question. 3 years back, I was struggling. Didn't know where the company was headed. Same room. I was sitting there and I said, you said, don't worry about it. Things will happen. Be passionate. We are opening our studio. We are now a team of 55. And you kept backing me. You even said, if you need money, take it. I will not forget any of those statements. Any help you need, take it. Today we can justly say we are making a difference to Indian sport. Your thoughts on
wish you all the best. Wish you all the best. I saw the pictures on social media. That's why I asked you that, how is it going? All the best. You've done very well after that. And I've always told you, one door closes, the others open. And as I said, it's never say never for anyone in this world. So wish you all the best. I see you everywhere in the world, going around, traveling, covering cricket, and you must be enjoying it because you love doing that. So, as I said, that's my nature. I don't be bad to people when they're down. It is not a good sign of character. So, and wish you all the best, and you keep doing good things.
Thank you very much as always. That's it. One of the best conversations that you can have on perhaps the miracle test match of 2001 and beyond. Thank you very much for watching.